In the next few minutes, I'm going to teach you a technique that I use all the time. I teach it to all of my clients, and that's called tapping or faster tapping. Hi, I'm Tony Macri-Reiner with Indiana Hypnosis for Change. So tapping is actually like emotional acupuncture. Instead of using needles to put into the points to change the flow in your meridian system or how your body's functioning, we're going to use tapping points, almost like acupressure, but not quite. So what you're going to do, these are the points that I'm tapping on. First of all, I'll go through and show you those right now. Between your eyebrows, 2 or 3 fingers, corner of your eye, under your eye and your cheekbone, your collarbone, which we consider a couple notches below the V in your throat. Just tap on those. I kind of use the pads of my fingers to tap. And then you grab your wrist. There are points in your wrist we're using. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Take a nice big breath when you do that. So some of the things that tapping can be used for, really anything. Try it on anything. Whether you're having cravings for certain foods, cigarettes, whether you're worried, anxious, afraid, something's going on, you have some bad memories, try it on that. Believe me, it works. I tell people that it's weird, but it works. So the 3 things that make tapping work are, first of all, the how do you know, and I'll explain that in a minute. The second is when you're tapping, you only focus on the feeling in your fingers, the feeling of your skin. Just notice what that, forgot that one, what that tapping is like. I can feel my fingers tapping my face. And the third thing is to go to your good place. When you're holding your wrist and you've exhaled, you go to a good place mentally. Now, let's set this up first. It can be a great vacation that you've had. It could be just being outside on a beautiful day. Do you like the beach? Do you like to be in the mountains? Or maybe you just like your garden, or you're just making someplace up in your head. That's okay. Whatever it is, though, it needs to be good and not have anything kind of funky or negative attached to it. Like, yeah, it was great, and then something happened. No, it needs to just be nice. And every time you go there, at the end of the round, you make it bigger, brighter, better. You immerse yourself in it even more. So the first, how do you know place? Oh, if you don't have a good place, then just be in your chair. If you can't get there mentally, just be where you're sitting, where you're standing. Feel your feet on the floor. Ground yourself in the moment. Notice your breath. That's okay too. So the first thing we're going to do is find out, how do you know you have a problem? And you might say, well, my husband does so-and-so, and every time he does so-and-so, I get so mad. Well, that's the story around the problem. What you want to look at is mad, angry. How do you know you're angry? Because that's not, the how do you know is always an internal process. It's a combination of you're feeling something inside. Always check in with your body first. Feeling something inside. Maybe you are picturing something in your mind's eye. You're picturing the argument you had. You're thinking, which we're always thinking, so that's usually a part of it. It can be a combination of all these things. You have a sense of knowing, especially with cravings sometimes with smokers. They just know it's just time to have a cigarette. So you just notice that. You don't have to put words to it. Smelling, tasting, or hearing. Those are the other things. You're hearing the sound of somebody's voice saying things to you that upset you, and you heard that voice, you can hear it, and now you feel it in your body, or you're thinking things. Whatever combination that is, we all do it a little differently, but it's how do I know? Because that lights up that area in your brain where the neurons go over and over again to create that problem. So we notice that, then we start tapping, only noticing the feeling of our fingers. Because now our neurons have had to go from the hot spot, they're going to our meridian system, and our awareness is on our fingers, so they have to move. Those neurons have to move the space they're in. Then, finish my points here, grab my wrist, take a deep breath, really breathe out, feel your body let go, and then go to your good place. And just immerse yourself in that place for 5 to 15 seconds. It doesn't matter. When you're really good at doing this over and over, you can just be in your good place really quickly, and it makes a difference. So you let go of your wrist when you leave your good place, and then go back and notice. What's it like now? Is it the same or different? Am I picturing that same event that happened? Or is it fuzzy and harder to pull up? You just notice what's different. And if it didn't change very much, then you go back and do it again. You may notice it changed quite a bit. So keep tapping, practice it over and over. You really can't do it wrong. There's just, as long as you're noticing how you know on the inside, noticing your fingers tapping, and then going to a good place, that's what makes it work. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. You can reach me at indianahypnosisforchange.com. And I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much.